What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Today we're back in our bathroom, and I'm not super excited about what I've got to do today. You know, for the most part, we really enjoy making these videos. I have fun making them, even if it's doing a repair or maintenance or something like that. It's fun. We enjoy it. Learn something. You know, I learned something. I try to share what I learned with you guys. So. But today is probably going to be the least fun video that we've had to do so far, because today we're changing out our toilet. So the reason we have to change out our toilet, this is the Thetford Aquamagic Style 2 toilet that comes in the Grand Design 28BH. Grand Design uses this toilet in many models. A lot of manufacturers use this toilet in a lot of different models. But a few days ago, our foot pedal fell off. So the pedal fell off. I didn't think it was a big deal. Said, wow, that's weird. So I looked at the pedal. I saw some grooves. I saw the valves here on the side, so I figured it just popped off. So I could see that it's not held on by anything other than this little ridge. There's a little ridge right there that snaps in and holds the pedal on. So I popped the pedal back in place, and a couple days later it popped off again. So I did a little more investigating, started doing a little research, and what I found is that not only does this plastic shaft start to wear out, but the actual hole that the shaft snaps into starts to wear out. And when I stuck my hand in there, there was a ton of white powder dust stuff that I can only imagine is from just this plastic piece wearing and this hole wearing. So through a lot of research, we were going to get a new pedal, but almost every post that we saw, people ordered a new pedal. It worked for a few months, and then it fell off again because it's actually the piece on the toilet that is worn out and won't allow this pedal to stay attached all the time. So, again, through doing some more research, I never thought I'd be researching toilets so much, but we decided to go with the Dometic 310. We were debating between the 310 and the 320. The 310 is a little closer to the dimensions of what we've got here with the Thetford. The 320 I was afraid would be come back too close to the wall and maybe not fit at all. We need 11 inches from the middle of our drain to the wall for the 320 to fit. And just kind of eyeballing it with a tape measure based off of what we have here, it would have been really, really close. So the Dometic 310 had excellent reviews also, but we definitely want to get away from this style pedal because we don't want to have to do this again. So, show you guys first of all what to do if your pedal falls off when you flush the toilet, because depending on at what point in the flush the pedal pops off, you could be left with one of two things. Either you could have your flush valve open and the water running, or you could have the flush valve, it could close and then the pedal pop off, but then your water is still on with the valve closed. So when that happened to us, I ran outside and turned the water off real quick, but here's what happens. So this front lever operates the flush valve. So if the pedal falls off, all you have to do, if the valve is open and the water's running, you just push that all the way up. That's going to close your flush valve. And then this is your water valve in the back that turns your water on and off. Make sure it's all the way down. So flush valve up, water valve down, and everything's off. You can actually also flush the toilet this way if you're in a jam, like we were, and the pedal will not stay on. It's a little more manual labor to flush, but you can flush the toilet there, you can close it, and then refill it with the water there. So kind of a two-step process. But that's what you're gonna do if your pedal falls off and you wanna still be able to use your toilet. I think it's terrible design that you have to replace an entire toilet that works perfectly because the pedal falls off. But like I said, we did a tremendous amount of research on forums, not just Grand Design forums, but on other forums, and pretty much everything we found said that replace the toilet, because just getting the pedal and replacing it doesn't last. So, all that being said, we're about to get started replacing our Thetford toilet with a Dometic 310. Show you guys that process. So, here we go. Alright, so all we need to take the toilet off is a 1/2-inch socket. So, I'm going to unhook the water line from the back. I'm going to take the 1/2-inch nuts off each side, and we should be able to remove this. I'm going to put a towel down underneath in the back so we don't have any water that might be left in this hose won't leak all over the floor. Now, we're going to just cover that hole up so nothing accidentally drops down there. Or we go outside, take this out, and unbox the new Dometic toilet, get it ready to come back inside. Alright, so we're going to get this Dometic 310 out of the box. The 310 and the 320 are available on Amazon. Kind of crazy. You can buy a toilet on Amazon, which you can. We'll leave a link down below to this toilet, and we'll also leave a link to the 320 in case you're interested in that one. But the Amazon descriptions were very helpful. It had all the measurements. So, pretty nice toilet. I mean, again, I've done way too much research on toilets over the last few days, but they have nice seats. They have the slow close lid so it won't slam down on you. So all in all, a good job. Got our new hardware, new caps, still a foot flush. So we'll get this thing in. Looks like the hose hooks up a little bit further over, not dead in the center like it is on that one. So, but it is lower. So the other one on the Thetford is up higher and more to the center. So hopefully I've got enough for it to reach over. I feel like I do. So when we were looking at them online, we were concerned that this would be a little more round, not the same shape, but looking now with them side by side, definitely about the same size physically. So I'm pretty confident the 320 probably would not have fit, because it is quite a bit larger. It's a much larger bowl, sticks back quite a bit more. It's about 3 inches total in length longer. So, and you can see how high the hookup is here. So we're more in the center, but over here we're over more to the side, but it's a lot lower. So I should be able to swing that right down, and that should hook up just fine. What you're gonna see is inside the Dometic, it's got the water jets all the way around, so it's going to clean the whole bowl when you flush. We're going to get this bad boy inside, get it bolted back down. I just looked down through the center just to make sure we were centered up over the hole so we weren't off to one side at all. So we don't have a chance of anything hanging up on the way down. Don't know if that's an issue or not, but I like to have it as centered as we could. So I'm going to go ahead and bolt this down, and we'll get the water line hooked up. Try to tighten these up nice and even on both sides, so it pulls it down nice and flat. Don't want to over tighten those nuts because it's just a plastic base that this is bolted to. Definitely don't want to over tighten and crack that. Get a whole other set of issues. So we just snug them down over there nice and snug. We're going to call it good on that. The water line is very, very close to reaching. You can see over here, like that far from being able to reach. So not quite. It's very, very close. So I'm gonna take the screws out over here on that base and see if maybe they've got this tied up somewhere, or see how it's routed. See if I can get just a little bit extra. So showed you how close that hose was to hooking up. So you can see back here where it comes up through the floor, they kind of drilled this big hole on an angle. So if I can, there's a beam on the trailer that runs right along where this vent is. So I've got like an inch between the beam and where they drilled this hole. So I'm going to try to elongate this hole a little bit. I can pull this really, really tight and get it to hook up, but then we're going to have that thing just super, super tight. And I'm afraid with those PEX fittings and those pressure type clamps they use, it's just going to cause a leak over time with that thing being pulled so extremely tight. So I don't need much. I mean, I need like half an inch to give me just enough to get over there to reach. So see if I can elongate that hole and get what I need out of it. That's in there. Not super tight. Alright, so I chiseled out that hole just a little more. Chiseled it with a screwdriver. I don't really keep wood chisels with us living in an RV anymore, but I just needed to, the hole they drilled was on an angle. If I can describe it, the hole they drilled was on an angle going this direction. So all I had to do was chisel out kind of the bottom of that hole so I could pull that hose over just a half an inch to have enough room to hook up. So I pulled it over, chiseled out enough to where that hose isn't stretched just as tight as it'll go. I went underneath in the basement and I made sure that, you know, we didn't have, see, there's still some play there, so it's not pulled, you know, super, super tight like it was going to be if I tried to force it over without trying to knock that hole out a little more. But got it all hooked up. We got the water on, so see what the deal is here. All right, so now we're going to fill it up with water. Just give it a little push. Wow, that sounds really funny. I'm guessing there's some air in the line. I'm thinking it probably won't make that noise all the time. And then we just go all the way down and flush it. Yeah, maybe it does make that noise all the time. Who knows? So we'll fill it up. And you can see how it swirls around. So it does have a swirling action, which is a little more typical of like a house toilet would have when you flush it. So hopefully, you know, it works nice and efficient. Maybe it won't take as much water to flush. I don't know. We'll see. But looks like it's going to be a good setup. Wasn't a difficult job to do. So, you know, don't be scared of replacing your toilet. The biggest thing is to just make sure that you know your measurement from the center of your drain hole to the back wall, because that's what you're going to need to know if you're putting a different toilet from what came with it from the factory. Alright, that's going to do it for now. One toilet successfully installed. We appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you guys down the road.